Al Haymon just need to accept the fact that his business plan, what he strategized to do, it didn't work. It was not sustainable. And the interesting thing is to figure out where he goes from here and how he's going to move forward in the future, because one of the main things that Al Haymon has to do now is cover his own ass. Okay, he can't cover his own ass and look out for PBC fighters at the same time. This is what the PBC fighters are slowly coming to realize. He can't do both because the business model and the business plan, it failed. It was a good try. It just was not sustainable. Okay, Al Haymon bought these guys loyalty and silence through overpaying them for fights that they should not have been paid that much for. The problem comes into play is the reason why his business plan is not sustainable, because you've been overpaying these guys from Jump Street. And every year that price is going to do nothing but go up. Okay. So basically, if I'm paying you $3 million or $2 million to fight a fighter that I truthfully should be paying you $600,000 or $900,000 for, the problem is when you start to climb up in competition with guys with belts and titles and all that stuff, when you start to climb up in competition, naturally, the money that I start you at, we're going to have to go up from here. The problem is it's not sustainable with his business model, because he can't keep all these contracts and honor all these contracts with these fighters because he's overpaid them from Jump Street. Okay, so now you're going to get a fighter who's going to be look, I should be getting 10 million, and they don't want to pay him that. Okay, so what does it look like? I was paying you 2 and 3 million to fight low-level opposition. Then when it comes time to fight a legitimate threat, I just want to give you 900,000. The point is, he has to keep up that momentum, and overpaying these fighters is not sustainable. This is why you got all those fighters over there at PBC complaining about what? They just need a fight. They just want to fight. Well, Al don't got the money, okay? Because he used it up buying y'all loyalty and everything else. He also made sure that he covered his ass, and a lot of people talk about Al Haymon not using his own money. That's very common in business practice. They teach you not to use your own money. So that's nothing unusual. But this is one thing that you need to look at. It had nothing to do with where Terrence Crawford was or what he's done or what he hasn't done, or the fact that he was signed to Al Haymon. Or the fact that he was signed to Bob Arum. What you have now figured out is even if there's not a network issue, even if there's not a promoter issue, and even if there's not a money issue, hence Terrence Crawford coming to Al Haymon with 50 million. It just goes to show you that if it's not in the position to take care of Al Haymon, he's not going to give you the fight, because all the stuff that was holding the fight up has come to pass and we have got over. Now the only thing that's stopping this fight from being made is simply the fact that Al does not want to relinquish any power. And just like Terrence Crawford told you, when he came with Al with that 50 million or whatever and whatnot, Al said, I'm not letting nobody touch this fight. So it has nothing to do. It had nothing to do with the networks. It had nothing to do with this. And obviously it has nothing to do with the money. If it doesn't put Al Haymon in a power position, he's going to let these guys starve out at bay, miss out on their highest paydays, because he believes the loyalty should remain honored because I was paying you great when you didn't deserve it. So now that you may have some of the biggest money you ever seen in your life dangling in front of your face, I'm telling you, you can't accept it because my business plan didn't work how I wanted to. So the next thing that we have to do is to help facilitate and secure me, not secure you guys. I took care of you guys up front. When you guys wanted me to advance you money, when you needed this, when you guys need help getting cars, when you guys need help getting houses and all that. Why do you think I was doing all that stuff? Just because I'm a nice guy? Is that what you thought? I've allowed you guys to hold on to titles way longer than what they're supposed to and all that stuff. What you think I was doing that stuff for? I wasn't doing that just because I'm a nice guy and I like you. All that was strategic. And now that you have come to see that his business plan is not sustainable, it's hard to get these fights because he may give you these fights, but it still leaves Al Haymon and PBC and Showtime or whatever in the same position that they're in. So unless making these fights is going to align with helping them out and digging them up out of the hole, they're going to hold these fights as ransom, as what's being done to you right now. Now can you put together why you didn't get Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder? Now can you put together why they having a hard time with Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis? Now can you put it together, Errol Spence and Terrence Bud Crawford? Is it making sense yet? No, I didn't think so. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what? Listening is a skill that's becoming extinct. That's truthfully what it is. It's coming extinct. So the point is, Al Haymon launched a plan that did not work. Now it's got turned on his head and it's coming back to bite him in the ass. So of course, he's going to save some of these fights and some of these big fights that he could give y'all as somewhat of a ransom, as somewhat of a, this is what I bring, this is what I offer, this is what I have, and this is what I could do situation, till his situation gets ironed out, because his business plan didn't work. Okay? He didn't want to put up his money. You know that they got the money because they tried to make Errol Spence, Canelo Alvarez, and Terrence Bud Crawford came with $15 million, and he still turned it down and said, no, I'm not letting nobody get their hands on this fight. So once again, while y'all over there Bud blaming, you allow this individual to get away with this kind of stuff, but he depends on people like y'all to distract the masses, you know what I'm saying, to basically make a noise in the East and start a fire in the West kind of strategy. And you guys help provide that cover of darkness. This is where fanboying becomes a problem. This is why it's a problem. Now you guys going to keep lobbying for Al. You're going to keep making up excuses for Al. And this is the thing about Al Haymon. Al Haymon is pretty much no different from any and every other promoter. You know what I'm saying? He's not that much different. He's not doing anything that I'm overly shocked by or something like that. They're all dirty and ain't shit. Like Bob Arum said, they're all in the same fraternity. The difference is his competitors is at least producing somewhat of what boxing fans want to see, to the point they can make an argument that they're doing the best that they can. But with Al, it's abundantly clear the stuff that he can do, and he's just not doing it. Because like I said, it doesn't benefit him, because his business model, the business plan, the strategy to take over boxing did not work. And he's stuck between a rock and a hard place. And he's going to leave these boxers out to dry right along with him if he can't get what he needs. Because as he puts it, I've looked out for you guys. You guys have lived great. You guys been getting overpaid. You guys been wearing choker chains. You've been out here getting drunk as a skunk. You've been out here flipping Ferraris. You've been out here hitting chicks. You've been out here doing all that stuff off the money that I gave you. Okay? So now that I've taken care of you, now it's time for you guys to show your loyalty. Show me why I advanced y'all those checks. Show me why I overpaid you. And these PBC fighters are figuring out that, you know what? I didn't sign up for this. You didn't sign up for that because you didn't see it coming. Okay? You guys think he did all that stuff because he's a nice guy. He's a businessman. Okay? He's a businessman. And that's what he did. And since his business plan is failing, you guys are going to help him come up out of it or go down with him. That's all I got on this. Like, comment, subscribe. Bruce Vane, I'm out.
I'm in training camp preparing for David Avanesian. Watch it live on BOK Prime pay-per-view.